This episode of the Gold Blooded Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag, mybookie.ag. Use promo code GOLDBLOOD, one word, to match up to 100% of your initial deposit.
3rd and 3. We'll see a pick of some kind on the right side, possibly. Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.
We're just getting started.
Young almost falls down, throws to the end zone.
It will change, and I'm not trying to tell you something. It's going to change. It's not like that. Okay, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. It will change, and it will change because they wanted to change, not because of me. It will change because they want to be champions.
Smith in a gun with Gore on his left hip. 3rd down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking, got it, post, and it's good! Touchdown, 40. Vernon Davis with the play of his life. It all comes to this 4th down. 4th and 4 at the San Francisco 10. Ryan in a shotgun. Rodgers to his left. 3 receivers right. Ryan takes the snap. Looking, pressure, throws middle. Broken up, fighting. Navarro Bowman. And the 49ers silence the house.
Yo, here we are. Podcast number 2. We are bringing that shit. What's going on? Just hit the rig 3 consecutive times. Feeling a little woozy. We're here to talk that Niner bullshit. We're going to talk. Steve, you got an agenda here?
We got a decent amount of emails, thank goodness.
Yeah,
we got that current stuff.
I've been looking for...
No, that's for next time.
A mystery quote. I got one. I wish I could have found a better one, but I got one if you guys want to do it.
Okay, but we're not going to come out of the gate with a mystery quote.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay, fuck it, go.
This is a coach.
Current? Head coach?
No.
John Madden.
Oh, this is going to be tough then. Okay.
A little tough.
John Madden.
There's a lot of work to do.
Parcells.
The main thing we talk about is when you get a one-on-one, you've got to win. You've got to win. That's what football is. You've got a scheme. You've got all the rules, fundamentals. You've got everything. But it still comes down... But what it still comes down to is winning your one-on-one battles and taking it personal that you got singled up.
Greg Williams.
Nope.
You love him.
Fuck that guy.
It's a coach. It's not a head coach. AFC or NFC?
NFC.
Saleh.
Yep. That was Robert Saleh in regards to Cassius Marsh and Jeremy Atauchu.
That was Robust Salad. That's his name.
Robust. I was trying to find the good quote. There's a couple. I couldn't find the exact wording, but there's one where it's someone praising Eli Harold, and it was Bruce Arians was praising him and saying that Detroit got a great deal on a great defensive player, and that's coming from someone that played him twice a year, and blah blah blah.
Interesting.
Oh, fuck Eli Harold. I think everything that needed to be said about Eli Harold was said last week before he was traded. Oh, yeah. So the Gold Blooded Podcast are his trendsetters. Suck our dicks.
All of them.
Well, from the back. We steal that. That's a...
We might just get a Super Bowl out of it.
Suck my dick from the back. That's an ode to the Bodega Boys. That's where I got that from. It's a great line to tell somebody. Suck my dick from the back. Oh, it's filthy. Yeah? You ever had that done?
No.
Really?
I honestly haven't listened to you for the last 10 seconds. I was trying to find another quote.
Have you ever had your dick sucked from the back?
From the back?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like, from the back?
Like maybe if you're in doggy style position and she grabs you and pulls your shit between your legs and back and she's just sucking and slobbering and gobbling on your shit all backwards through your legs. And your butthole's exposed too, so maybe she's licking that too.
Maybe once or twice.
Okay. Good for you. It's good times.
But
You
anyway.
really got that dog trained finally, huh? Took some time, but it was worth it in the end.
Allegedly.
Did you hear the guilty giggle?
Allegedly. I got nothing.
I got a crazy. I'm not telling that one.
I have a quick go-to source during the season, but it's not up yet. That's why I struggled this week.
What is your go-to source?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oh, come on!
That would kind of make the whole thing pointless, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But I have a story I'll tell you off air.
Thanks. That's great. You guys all get that at home?
Yep.
Patreon subscribers.
All right, why don't we get kickstarted with at least like one email? We need something to get us going here.
We're going. No, we don't need any emails in the first 5 minutes. Stop that, Steve.
Okay.
I absolutely refuse that. It's a terrible idea.
Terrible. Steve.
We have some things. First of all, let's talk. Who's the last game against? The Chargers?
The Chargers.
Home or away?
I think we're home.
It's home, right?
Pretty positive we're home.
Okay. Now, is it...
CJ Beathard.
Right. Okay, Thursday night game, though, right?
Yeah.
Everybody plays Thursday.
Every team.
Every single team.
Okay. Now, and then the following Sunday, not like it's Thursday, then it's Sunday. It's
Roughly 10 days.
10, right, okay.
Yep.
Okay. And when is the first...
A week and a half from today.
Opening night is a week from Thursday.
Okay, gotcha.
That
And
is
who's
the
that? That's
Eagles and Falcons.
Eagles and
A
Falcons.
little more than a week and a half. 12 days.
Yep.
12 days we have real NFL football. Who plays open? You just say
Eagles Falcons.
that's the Thursday night game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God, finally.
Who's going to play?
That's a decent game.
Foles or Wentz.
That's a good game. Like,
Now
that's
Foles is hurt.
What if they just go half and half every game? Like just fresh arm. Imagine the defense has to scheme for two guys. I mean, I guess the offense then has to put game plans
Isn't
for two
it
guys
weird
too.
that the Ravens have been saying that they're going to let the other kid play like this year?
Well, it's like Kaepernick.
Yeah.
We did that with Kaepernick.
I know, but
Like they're not saying how often or how much, and that's what Kaepernick did.
And it is a Harbaugh. They've been dying to get a mobile quarterback into that building for at least the past 2 years. Between Robert Griffin, between even talking to Colin Kaepernick,
Joe Flacco
drafting Lamar Jackson.
That's a real question. Does Griffin get cut this weekend or what?
I fucking hope so, man.
Is cut or practice squad? I don't know.
Joe
He's
Flacco
not-
can't practice.
I don't think he definitely doesn't dress.
We determined that he can't.
I thought we would determine that he could.
No, he could not practice squad.
Okay.
Right? We determined.
I don't know. It was too hard for me to understand the wording.
Yeah.
It's my belief that you can't. That he can't.
It's my understanding that fuck him anyhow.
It's my belief that if he could have been practice squatted, somebody would have just signed him for that, and he would have taken it to get something.
To get the league minimum. Well, he's got a white wife. Blonde.
This is the part of the year that it's like, all right, the third preseason game that everybody looks forward to is finally over. Now we have this. Just do yourself a favor. Just don't watch the fourth
Does Jimmy
game.
even dress?
Don't punish yourself. No,
Are you
he
gonna watch it?
I have to.
No, you don't.
What
For
a-
who? For who? Patterson?
I'm watching.
I mean,
He's part of it.
I guess I want to see Joshua Garnett, but just don't punish yourself.
I'm not gonna
We
watch.
signed that running back just to take some hits.
Yeah.
I haven't watched maybe a little bit. That's it. I can't wait though. For week one, I'm there. I'm gonna
I'm
get weird.
So ready for
I
actual
think I'm
football.
gonna sacrifice something before this season. An animal. I'm gonna get a little something. And
What did we decide you couldn't watch live?
Yep.
Well, we gotta see what happens first of all. We gotta see how it plays out. If I'm gonna, odds are no, and I have to wait to the day before the game, the podcast. So that means it'll be Tuesdays. I'll be watching the game.
Right, like you can't just watch it on a 5-minute delay.
Right. No.
It'd probably be really good for the podcast.
For him not watching?
No, that he watches it the day before the podcast and like,
Oh, it's fresher?
yeah.
Yeah?
And he's also not like in the heat of the moment, like he already knows the outcome.
Yep.
He already knows like he's actually just watching the game to talk about it.
Might be better for your health.
Definitely better for your health because when I don't watch and I just see the scores, it's a shorter anger.
Yep.
There was a sad thing in the soccer world today. U.S.
Don't
soccer.
care. Did you hear?
It was a soccer game.
Did you
No.
see that? the Rams went the entire preseason without playing Goff a single snap or Todd Gurley a single snap. Like, they literally just rested everybody.
We'll see.
I don't think anybody's
For
ever
all
done that
4
before.
games?
Yeah.
Or 3? Up to
3
done
so
some
far,
weird-
and they're
they've
definitely
always
not
done
going to
some
do it during the
weird stuff.
4th.
Well, as they say, they rested all their starters against us last year.
Well, the completely different scenario. That was because they already were in the playoffs.
But I'm just saying.
But they had a shot to change their seating.
Right. So
Decided not to.
And I'm just
It
saying
worked out
it's
really well for
another
them.
time they've done
Yeah.
something different with their,
no,
different
they're outside
than-
of the box,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I mean, it's. I have no input on. I didn't play football very much at all 2 seasons, and how
I mean,
the hell?
from 0 to
I don't
full
know.
bore has got to not. You would think that's not good.
No, but it is nice. Like if you, I don't know, just no injuries.
But your injuries are gonna just happen now when it matters. Like, we'll have McKinnon back for week 1 and Breda back for week 1. If that happened in week 1, we're missing games.
I know, but you still do risk like that season-ending
Of course.
injury, and it's.
Of course.
I don't know. I cannot.
But
stand...
you also risk rust and rhythm, and that first quarter is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess when you have a bell cow like Gurley, you can get into the rhythm by just handing him the rock over and over and over. And over.
Who do the Rams play week 1? Do we know?
that is a question.
I guess that probably
for-
is part of the equation as well.
Yeah,
If you're playing a perennial contender versus a perennial sucker, it probably depends. That depends on.
They could be playing New England, for all we. I mean, I'm sure that wouldn't happen.
New England did not look fucking good.
see, Khalil Mack is looking like he might miss some games this year.
Why?
Hold out, still.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched just a very few short minutes of the Raiders game, and Gruden is like out of his mind, flipping out, and it's just like, as a grown man, I would be so tired of that.
It's being reported as we speak that the Raiders are looking for 2 first-round picks for Khalil Mack.
Yeah, good luck.
Rams.
Honestly, I would think about it because we expect to be a late first this year, and we also would expect to be a late first next year.
But then then we don't have a pick until late in the second. At a single pick until late in the second.
I would do it.
Oof.
I would.
You're
I would.
high.
Not on a guy that has shown.
He's a bad locker room guy.
Yeah, like he's not doing. He's completely willing to just not play at all on a contract that he signed.
Right. That's some
That's always
bullshit.
rubbed me the wrong way.
I agree.
And like, I get that that's a two-way street because the team can just cut you at any time.
Yeah.
But you did sign it. Like, you did sign the deal.
But like you said, it does work both ways. You can't, when a team cuts a player, you got to say, well, you signed the contract.
But we
you
don't
have
know
to keep me.
what they've offered either.
No, we don't.
I don't know. It just doesn't sit well. I want nothing to do
The
with it.
Rams play the late Monday night game against the Raiders week 1. So, yeah, that could be interesting.
Fuck
right?
that game. We've had to stay up and watch that game how many years in a row now?
2.
Fuck that game. I'm not doing that anymore.
No, I won't even give one single fuck. Because we play at 1 o'clock, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, early.
Oh, I hate that.
Why? Then you got the whole rest of the day.
No, you don't. Not if we lose.
Not if you lose, yeah. And you got the whole rest of the day to be
you want,
pissed.
Not
you
watch
want to
any
talk to
football.
Baby about what happens when we lose 1 o'clock games? It sucks. Even the cats get scared. All right, what are you doing? How are you?
We got something playing here? Oh, no, that's just the recording. Do an email.
Do an email, he says. Okay, well, hold on. Let me see. First of all, fucking people, well, let's run through all our bullshit right now at this point in the podcast, right? So here's friends of the podcast. I know if you just listen to the other episode, you're going to hear this again, but fuck it. What we would like from you is to drop us an email. Tell us what you're looking forward to this season. Tell us what you think about us. I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not like we'll listen to much of it, but whatever. We'll do our best. We're asking for more voicemails. You remember, there's a way to send a voicemail through email. You figure it out. It's 2020. Get on it. Gold-Blooded Podcast.
Matterson does it every week.
Yeah, come on. Matterson does it. Goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Let us hear you. Let the people hear you. Let you hear you. It'll be great. All right. You're also then going to go to the service that you listen to us on and leave a review, as many stars as they allow. Positive reviews help us gain some traction. Yeah. And we have a Patreon. We're going to put some ducats. Yeah, you give us the ducats. Ducats are good. Patreon, /goldbloodedpodcast.com. Anything else, Steven? Okay, I got to bring up the email. I don't have it ready. So, Steve, say something.
You already said the reviews, right? Leave us a review on iTunes. It does help the show out quite a bit. So, 5 stars only. 1 star if you want to be a cunt. We've had a few of those.
Who's the first one, Mueller?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. Barrett Mueller. He says Ramblin' is the title. Hang on, stand by. I have to take the sunglasses off. They're polarized. It glares with my phone there, right? Hey, guys. It's been a while. Now that 49er football is right around the corner, I can have some normalcy. For the first time in my adult life, on August 21st, I woke up not an active duty military member. Then in a month or so, I get married. Whoa, congratulations, our weird friend that we've never actually met in person and only have spoken to like this. Good for you. Life is changing, so it's nice to look forward to Sundays again. The banter on Facebook and Sports Talk Radio has been unbearable. You have this quack saying Kyle Shanahan is not a leader of men. Who said that, Steve?
Huh?
Come on, guy. I need you here.
I'm trying.
I'm asking you a question. Here, Google this.
What is it?
Who said that Kyle Shanahan is not a leader of men?
You did.
No, I didn't.
You probably said that at some point.
Yeah, but that's not who this guy's referencing, because I heard it somewhere
Yeah, I'm pretty
else,
sure
too.
it was anti-Shanahan in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that picked Hoyer.
Yes.
Right. I said the jury was out, was what I said. If you go back and listen, you fuckers. Do we want to start on
Chris
this
is
foot?
on it right now.
No, but do we want to start on this foot this year?
No.
Is this the road you want to go down?
No.
I'm gonna ask.
I thought that was you that said that.
No, I'm going to ask you to leave my house like you're my father. Yeah, this quack saying Kyle Shanahan is not a leader of men. Even though a guy he had problems with in Matt Ryan, he was able to pull an MVP season out of him. Then people with the balls to say Jimmy G is a game manager. In short, people are stupid. Foster was giving me flashbacks of All Done Smith, but thankfully the bitch was lying. Jeez. Hopefully, it was the wake-up call he needed. I'm predicting an 8, maybe 9-win season. That's a terrible prediction. I'm trying to land ticks to the Niners-Chief game, so if there are any Midwest Niner fans with extra ticks, hit me up at Mueller, MULLER, USAF at yahoo.com. Thanks, guys. Glad to hear your exquisite banter. Go Niners. All right. I love putting other people's shit out there. Did you find it, Chris?
No.
No? Maybe it just wasn't me that said
A
it.
couple
then.
names thrown out here and there.
But I thought I saw it somewhere
He
else.
said Facebook banter, so it's probably just some idiot he knows.
Okay. Steve, you got anything to say?
I have nothing to say.
All right. Well, maybe this ends up a short episode. Who cares? I'll keep fucking firing through emails. Who cares? Maybe we'll get baby in there. You never know. Oh, this is my favorite email. The title is Killer Podcast, guys, and the author is a man named Cutter Hicks. Cutter, like, you know, what I do when I'm alone, like I'm a cutter. And Hicks, like, you know, the fucking Hicks from down the road. Hey, Gold-Blooded. 49er fan here from Woodland, California. Parents were born and raised in the Bay Area and raised me as a faithful. Listen to your guys' latest podcast this morning for the first time while on a jog, and I want to say you guys are killing it on there. So hyped for the upcoming season. Just want to say, keep up the good work, and I'll be a continuous listener from here on out. Let's get that W in Minnesota next Sunday. By the way, fuck the new helmet rule. Cutter Hicks. Yes, that's my real name. Haha. I'm a fan of Cutter Hicks, Steve.
He's the man.
I like his name is Cutter. That's weird. That's some real California shit right there, dog. What do you know? So you went to California once, right?
Yeah.
You've been a couple times.
I've been twice.
What was the first time?
First time was ex-girlfriend. Her family lived in Alameda.
Where's
So,
that?
It's like 20 minutes away from San Francisco. It's
Oh,
kind of like more
okay,
like in the Oakland
okay.
area, sort of.
So when did you go there? What month?
I think that was probably in May
Okay.
of 2009,
Okay.
and it was only for a few days.
So you were in residential California.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many days were you there for?
5 days a week, something like that.
Did you do like California shit, or what'd you do?
Sort of. I mean, there was a beach close by, so we walked to the beach, and there really wasn't
Northern
much.
California beaches aren't like, exotic, No,
not at all.
It's not. Yeah.
We drove into the city like 2 days out of the week, and there's just like there's only so much you could do in a day, especially when you're driving there and you're just stuck in traffic trying to get into the city and get out of the city.
Did you go up to the Redwoods at all?
No, I'd always wanted to do that though.
Dude, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It was a phenomenal day for me. I saw a deer too, like real close, and moose that were like made the PT Cruiser look tiny. They were so fucking big, man. And there was 4 of them, and I just pulled up in between them, like, "Hey guys, what the fuck?" and kept it moving. But let me ask you this real quick, and then I know we'll get back to the emails. Did you, as a child, I don't know if maybe because you're a little younger than me, I'm sure Rob had this, like, there was always, like, the California, like, allure, like, growing. Did you have that as well growing up?
Definitely.
If so, have you experienced any of it? Like, did you feel any of that when you went out there at all, or either time, or no?
I mean, a little bit. I get where people are coming from with it. People are a lot more open. It's easier to talk to people out there, I noticed.
It's definitely a different place.
It's definitely a different vibe, whereas here, like, if you went up to a stranger and started talking to them about just something random, they would get extremely uncomfortable and be like, "Why the fuck are you talking to me? We don't know each other." Whereas out there, it's like everybody's more approachable.
Well, when you live through 4 full seasons, you have to survive those 4 full seasons. I mean, you have to survive a day like today, and then you have to survive 10 below zero at some point during this year. And when you have to survive both of those extremes, you can't just be a weak person. you just can't. It's not feasible. You have to have some sort of aggressive nature, even if
You have
on
to
a
have
small level.
You have to have an edge.
But when it's 75 degrees and like maybe a little cloudy some days, and other days it's not cloudy and it's 82 degrees.
Maybe
and
it
it's
rains a couple
67
days.
degrees,
Yeah.
and you could be the softest person and get through it. You don't need as much aggression. And no offense to people that live in that weather, especially if it's a choice. It may not be that you're soft, but if you are soft, you won't survive the 4 seasons. It's just not feasible. And New England itself is an aggressive place.
Oh, 100%.
Where?
New England.
Oh yeah,
You'll
for sure.
you'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
eaten alive here if you're not like from here and not understanding of the dynamics of how people interact with each other and just the different.
And again, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm
not
just
at all.
stating
I mean,
my observation.
Yeah,
much faster pace too. It's not even close to comparable.
a few years back, a friend of mine, she had her boyfriend who grew up in San Diego move out here, and I took him out to a couple bars, and he started acting up, and I had to pull him aside and be like, I know that maybe where you're from, that's totally acceptable, but somebody in here is going to choke you the fuck out, and you're going to go to sleep. Like, you need to reel it in and not act like a fucking baby. Come on, guy.
I could attest to it too, actually. When my girlfriend was visiting last month, we went to the city, and there was this walkway where there was construction on one side of the sidewalk and then a bench, and then a little walkway to fit like maybe 1 or 2 people side by side. And like, I just barreled through it, and I didn't pay attention that she wasn't like with me.
It's because you're not a
And she was,
gentleman.
well, no, but I just thought she was right on my side, and she pulled over to the side and like let this like people just walk through for like 10 minutes. I'm like, you gotta just come on, let's go, like, and she's like, well, I didn't want to be rude, and I'm like, you're in Manhattan. Like, they're not gonna do that for you.
Rude, there ain't nothing but fuck Manhattan. Fuck that. You gotta be a cocksucker to survive there. Ugh. Fuck New York City. Armpit of fucking America.
New Jersey.
Well, then
They're pretty close.
Then New York City is the armpit hair, and Jersey's the actual fucking pit because it's just a poof of fucking hair right in the dyke's armpit that don't shave. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite East Coast city.
Yeah, no
It's dirty.
question.
It's gross.
I was talking to my boss about cities today, and I was like, New York City is the fucking worst. He was in full agreement. It's fuck. Ugh. Duffy's gonna come out here and he's gonna say, "Let's go to the city, mate." I'm gonna be like, "Fuck it, just go on your own, Nick. Take the car, crash it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck New York City." Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to if you were like, it is iconic. We grew up within our backyard, so we definitely take it for granted. Fuck it. Again, if it was like it was in the 90s or even, I went down, I jerked off in a booth in New York City.
In a booth?
Yeah, jerk off booths.
Okay.
They used to be on 44th Street Road?
42nd, I think.
40, yeah. They were right near not far from Times Square. There was a street that had all these porno huts and all this and all the little jerk off huts and little weird things where girls would come and dance like you see in the fucking creepy movies.
Oh, that is absolutely disgusting.
Oh yeah, I went into this room and it was a closet and there was pornography playing on a screen. It was right there. And I just pulled my dick out of my jeans, beat off, came pretty much on the screen, and put my shit back in and kicked the door open and kept it moving. Oh man, the look on Steve's face when I looked up.
I don't think you could pay me enough to go in there and do that.
You don't fucking party, guy.
I guess not. I mean, that's just...
it was a different...
That's disgusting on, a whole new level.
Dude, the look on your face, I wish we had that picture, was so good. Oh, my God.
As evidenced by the fact that he said, go in there and do that. No specifics.
What do you think? I'm just going to go in there and
no
be
specifics.
Oh, this is what it looks like in here? No, I went in there, and then I'm like, seriously, what was I not supposed to? Should I just... You would never want to know what it's like in there?
No, I don't think so.
Hold on.
Were you ever around in a time when you couldn't just go on the internet, though?
Exactly.
This was had DSL when I was 10.
Yeah,
so
but by the time you were of age where you would be doing something like that,
yeah,
it
was
matter.
available.
Yeah, it was readily available.
Yeah, so
he doesn't know a time when you had to sneak a magazine,
right? And that's why,
or go to a gas station and buy a CD.
I remember it was an adult section in a video store.
Right, but that wasn't the only option.
Right, when I was a kid, we had a church that was a quarter-mile from my parents' house.
I don't like where this is going.
It's still there. No. And there's a big piece of property there, and there's a bunch of bushes.
I feel like this is going to explain everything we've ever wanted.
No. We can touch on that later.
I feel like everyone related to this podcast is going to go,
no,
collectively at once.
No, not at all. We were as kids. We had Playboys, but we would because Playboys there's a lot of bullshit in there, that isn't naked women. So we would cut the naked women out and we would roll them up and put them in Snapple bottles, and then we would hide them because there was these bushes on the church. This church has a big field, and there's a couple different areas where there's bush circles, so you can go inside the bushes. You understand what I'm saying? There's bushes form a circle, and we would dig these little holes and bury them.
Organic jerk off booth.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess classic. Right?
Jerk off booth.
Well, nobody was jerking dicks then, but we were little. We were 6, 7 years old, but that's what we had. That's where we had the porno. That's how I started.
So did you have to pay to go into this booth?
Yeah, it wasn't much. It was less than $1. I was in there I got off quick, guy. I was off in less.
Well, I imagine you wouldn't want to spend any more time in there than you have to.
I was in and out in less than probably 3 minutes.
Is it video porn, or is it a glass?
Yeah.
Live?
Oh no, nothing live. No.
They had that.
They did. This was not that. I wanted that. This was not that. And I went with.
Severely left out when you walked in.
Yeah. No, I knew it wasn't that, but I couldn't find it.
Well, it's like video game football versus football. I mean,
Right.
obviously you prefer the...
You know who I went with that was there? Was Dave. I don't want to give his last name, so we'll just say Dave. You know what I mean? Yeah, he knows who I'm talking about. So prior...
That guy that likes to party?
Yeah. So earlier in the night, we had went out. We were both 21. We were exactly 21. So this was 2002. It was right after 9/11, so it was a weird time in the city. We drove down there. We were definitely heavily medicated, and we were going to all these weird bars, and we got fucked up. And he pushed somebody over a table and then called them a faggot. And everybody in the bar was like, oh, like so offended that he said faggot, you know? And so then we ended up in the jerk-off booths, and he just went in there and probably sat in somebody's cum. Fucking fat. And I was like, I took the opportunity to relieve myself. And then I made him promise me that he wouldn't fall asleep on the way home, and he promised. He said, as long as you get White Castle. So that was the time that I went to White Castle, and they have like 6 packs of burgers, so I ordered a 6-pack of burgers. I opened one right at the counter. There's like the whole place is fucking packed. I took one bite. I wrapped the burger back up, threw that in the garbage, handed the other 5 back across. I said, keep those, keep my money. That's disgusting. I would never eat that. I would never eat here. And I just walked out. His fat ass took my 5, got another 6, and then got a bunch of other bullshit. I was driving his pickup truck back, right? I was in no position to be driving fucking anything. So we were driving back. He had sworn to me that he would not fall asleep. He ate all 11 burgers and all the fixins that he got with him, and then fell right the fuck asleep before we got out of New York City, before we were out of Manhattan. And then he was, when I looked over at him, he was just covered in fucking shit. His big fat body covered in fucking shit. I just fucking drove home. I hit a couple cones, and that was that.
Yeah, I get pretty claustrophobic there.
New York City?
Yeah.
Like jerk-off boots.
I went there this past winter for I had to take a test for a potential job, and I'm standing on the street, and it's the middle of February. Like the temperature outside is 18 degrees, but down on the street, the exhaust fumes makes it like a 50-degree day, and the buildings are like right on top of each other, and you can barely stand outside in one place without getting bumped into. Just like you cannot even stand in one spot without getting bumped into.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had any wild nights partying down there where you get like beyond fucked up?
No.
See, that's a different whole nother animal, man. To go down to New York City, and whether you do drugs or you're just drinking to the point of blackout, it's crazy. The shit you get into is fucking crazy. That's the allure of New York City. But you just don't go down and say, "Oh, I'm going to have a couple drinks," you know. No, you got to go down with the understanding, hey, we're gonna do coke in the Metro North train on the way down in the bathroom or right there. Fuck it. I mean, there's cameras now, but when I was kids, there wasn't cameras, so you could do it right there. And then you drink the train the whole way down. You know, you get fucked up. You just see where it fucking takes you. Spend all the money you got. Fuck it. It'll be a good time. All right, you want me to read another email?
Sure. I don't. The next one is
The thing.
Andrew.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
ever since I started this podcast, when I started this podcast,
That's right.
people have always asked me, who's going to win? And the stall. I figured you were going to jump in.
I'm waiting for you to bring it up. You got another fucking hick from Australia.
Listen, if you're gonna bet this season, you got to go to mybookie.ag.
Can we just do this one freestyle?
You could, yeah, do
All
it.
right, fuck it. So here's what you fucking
Yeah, it's a
degenerates
freebie.
do. Listen, seriously. I can't gamble because I have the luck of a fucking piece of shit. I can't even get a pizza without onions on it. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that you can't win lots of money. Bet on things. Football, baseball, basketball, all of it. If you put $500 into your account, they're going to give you how much?
$500.
That's right. They're going to double your shit, doggy. But if you only put maybe 50, then they're only going to give you some monies, maybe $25.
Or 50.
The only way that they will match your deposit is if you use promo code GOLDBLOOD.
There's some small print, so just read it is all we're saying. And don't blame us if that shit don't work. You know what I mean?
But if you were to place a bet, who would you rather place it with? Some guy that you barely know that's your cousin's distant friend who takes bets? Or
Here, I'm going to tell you something. What a lot of people don't know
I'd rather meet a guy in an alleyway.
Well,
that's me though.
I thought I did until what happened that I'm going to tell this story that my bookie would have solved this problem. So as we know, we have the social media guru, Michael Curran, who you might not know, but this kid's a soccer guru as well. Well, I could have won a lot of money gambling on the World Cup, but I couldn't find a bookie to take my bets. Had I realized we were in still good standing with the good people over at my bookie, I would have used the promo code, and I'd have been all set for the World Cup. Me and Curran could have been sitting pretty right now. Fucking twats.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it if it wasn't a service that had been good to me in the past. I did use mybookie.ag last year. I won some, I lost some, but that doesn't mean that you can't do better than me.
You're just a fucking mush.
Yeah, well, you know.
But you did win with the promo code.
I did.
So what we're gonna wrap this thing up with: you play,
you win,
you get
paid. Chris, you like that?
That's good.
Chris liked that one.
Sound like that one.
Chris liked that one.
Next email.
I just got a text that someone says they think they're drafting Garoppolo in a whatever you call those things you play. Hold on, I gotta get there. Okay. Greetings from Australia, and it's not Nick Duffy. It is Andrew Marinari. Or no. I'll go with Marinari.
Marinara?
Does somebody want to...
No, it's Marinari.
How would you say it?
Marinari.
Well, being that there's only one R, we'll start there. Marinari definitely has two R's. I would pronounce it exactly how it looks. And I wouldn't add an extra syllable. That's me. I live inside the lanes. I steer my boat in between the lanes.
Suit yourself, bub. I'm going to go read Andrew Marinari's email. Hey guys, just another guy from the land down under who has seemingly become addicted to your kicking a dick style of humor mixed in with the occasional 49er reference. Most podcasts don't have the balls to just admit that Jimmy Horsecock is the only man in the NFL with a dick big enough to plow. And I think what he meant to say was a dick big enough to plow a 41-year-old porn star and not come out of it looking like a sausage being thrown down an empty hallway. But I digress. I was mainly writing to tell you how much your intro music pumps me up every time I hear it, particularly when the commentator screams after the Vernon Davis catch. I remember that moment so clearly. I should, considering how much beer I spilled on my buddy's very expensive Persian rug. Well, look at this fancy pants drinking with Persian rugs. And it still gives me goosebumps every time. Was wondering, out of the 4 clips in your intro, which one do you have the fondest memory of, and what are they? Thanks, and have a great day. Andrew. Well, I don't even know what our intro sounds like, so I don't
The first one is The Catch, Joe to Dwight.
Okay.
The second one was
I Was Just Born.
The Catch 2, Steve Young to TL.
Okay, I remember that.
There's a Mike Singletary quote in there.
Okay.
And then it goes to the Vernon Post, Alex de Vernon.
Okay.
And then the final one is Navarro Bowman breaking up a 4th down attempt by the Falcons in the NFC Championship game that sent us to the Super Bowl.
Okay. I remember that extremely vividly.
100% that one.
Yeah, that's great.
Only because the Falcons are driving and it's not looking good.
Yeah.
And that one play.
He saved that motherfucker. And I will agree with that. But the other thing I do want to say is Mike Singletary does have a special place in my heart. Because that guy, he just had some quotes. That was the season that Jessica and I, the first year that we were together when we lived in Shelton, right? Sure. Right? And that was you would say that was a crazy time in both mine and Jessica's life. That apartment was crazy. Everything was, and Mike Singletary just added to that chaos at that point in my life. Just the constant pulling of the pants down or whatever it was.
He was the Rudy of head coaching.
Yeah,
like he didn't belong there.
Yeah.
Somebody felt like we should give him a shot. He definitely didn't belong.
And it's so crazy that considering less than 10 years later, Jim Tomasulo, I mean, he's really like a white Mike Singletary that didn't play football in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, he's that same style of coach, like, rah-rah.
I think it's got to be the Vernon Post for me because it was
you're a mark.
The first time that I had I grew up watching a fucking loser. I grew up watching 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, and that one play in that playoff game against the Saints. I mean, that was it's got to be the craziest game still for me in my craziest 49ers like meaningful playoff game that I'd ever watched. That was fucking epic.
Game, yeah.
And that play, following the Alex Smith run for the touchdown, that ended up tying it up, and then they took the lead again, and then I don't know, just that one play, I'll never forget. Like
I got to tell you, if you had put the Navarro Bowman running back the touchdown on there, that for me is another play that stands the fuck out. I know it's not on there, but that play, right, Rob, you would agree with that one too. I mean, I don't know, just that those defensive years for me really exemplified the 49ers. For me personally, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know, anything with Alex Smith or Vernon Davis, I mean, I understand why, and I get it. You know, that Saints game was bonkers, and hats off to both those guys. But for me personally, fuck both of them. I mean, Alex Smith is cool, nice enough, but fuck him.
Just for me, it was the first day in my fanhood that I stood on top of the world ever.
You. Yeah, that was exciting. I agree. Okay, which one now? Yeah, well, somebody's got to do that. So okay, no subject, Matt. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Foreshadowing.
But I'm gonna respond to it. I thought about it. We got some Matterson, no subject.
Well, the title of the sound is 00 roster spots.
How long are we looking at?
That's like a minute now.
Ooh, I thought he'd go through all 53.
You guys pointed out some thoughts on the Houston, Texas game, and it's about the running game, and we didn't get much of it because some of the players weren't too impressive, like Joe Williams. Just saying, Alfred Morris seems to be doing a little bit better. Well, he's a veteran too. He has experience playing in the NFL too, but I think he deserves a roster spot. But we'll see how he does against in the final game. I think it's the Chargers, right? That said, my opinions, the QB, the second and third string QB positions, and maybe two QBs, but I mean, Garoppolo has first string for now. But I gotta say, Nick Mullins seems to be doing slightly better than Beathard. I wouldn't be surprised if Mullins gets the second string spot. We'll see though. If Beathard and Mullins gonna have to duke it out in the final preseason game. That's gonna be interesting to watch. That said, I am out really.
Is that a roster spot you want to talk about?
Did you hear that? Out really.
The only roster spot you want to talk about is the only roster spot that we all have known for almost 12 months. From the day he got drafted, it's the only roster spot. Or the day we got traded for, is the only roster spot has been 100% a lock since October, whatever, last year.
It's Jimmy G and CJ Beathard, no question, right? Is that what
for now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
For now.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Matt. Nick Mullins isn't going to be our starting quarterback.
Wait, he said something he touched on something that I wanted to talk about.
Alfred Morris.
Yeah. What about
Needs to do a little more.
Yeah, unfucking real. I'm impressed how well he was able to do considering he just got here. You know, that speaks
He's
to
worked
his,
that offense before.
Yeah, no, I know. It speaks to his, vibe in the offense. Okay, somebody has to read this one. Because I refuse to give this guy props.
Joe refusing to read an email.
Sorry, guys. I don't say no to much here.
That's our last one.
It's okay. What's the clock at? 43. Oh, that's great. We're good. No, it was somebody else. Because I'm going to address this cunt.
Since Joe clearly hates me the most in this room, out of anybody.
Anybody.
Just go along with it. Okay. It's only fitting that I read.
But if you had to rank,
yeah,
even if it's a close,
it's only fitting that I read
Steve
Titus
wins.
McCain's emails.
It's just 1, 2.
I can't read it because it's too nice to me. It would feel very uncomfortable.
Right.
I think we should make you read it. If you were feeling better, you're feeling better next time.
All right, Titus McCain, season predictions.
Ugh.
I mean, I wrote it. I don't need to read it out loud.
No, we know who wrote it.
Hello, you gold-blooded degenerates, and hello, Rob. This offseason is for Joe. Since I get all my football news
That's subtle. That's calling you a cunt.
I know.
Right?
Yeah,
If the offseason is for cunts.
Yeah. Since I get all of my football news from your podcast, I'm way too uninformed to make predictions about the team or the NFL. Instead, I offer my podcast season predictions. Number 1. Joe still refuses to read my emails, even though I have toned down the vocabulary to make it easier for him. Number 2. There is more audio of Mr. Matterson than of Chris.
True so far.
Number 3. Mr. Matterson wins the prediction game. Number 4. Steve picks 4 losses and is disqualified from the prediction game. Number 5. Steve continues to sound semi-hard, sporting a partial erection when he reads off the injuries. Number 6. Joe threatens to quit the podcast twice, and that this is his last season doing the podcast an additional 2 times. Number 7. Joe's wife briefly leaves him after she catches him masturbating to a topless picture of Jimmy Garoppolo while FaceTiming with McDuffie, but takes him back after he gets his vasectomy reversed so they can start a family. Number 8. Rob's dominance of the bye-week competition comes to an end due to Steve's secret training regimen. And that's it. Yours, T. Kent McCain. Right. Postscript. I am on board with Joe's boycott of watching live games as long as RG3 is employed in the NFL and Colin Kaepernick is not. I will follow his lead and also do this. Also, my nickname for Jimmy Garoppolo is Jimmy Guapo. Guapo being Spanish for handsome.
All right. It's... You insult my intelligence, like I can't read emails that, what you feel is a superior intellect and vocabulary. Just fucking horse shit. You're a fucking hillbilly from Ohio.
I think he's a great guy.
He doesn't know how to spell masturbating.
You would think he's a great guy. You and him. So other than that, I really want to say
he spelled
that.
bye week wrong as well. It's B-I.
For how we roll. Because this guy's as straight as they come. He's never had a fun day in his life. All right, well, whatever. I know. I got nothing. I don't care. Fuck him. He ruined this for me. I got nothing else. I know now. You just.
Where's the sewage?
He just fucking did it.
Spewing. What is it?
Spewing sewage.
He's. I fucking hate him. He really gets under my skin.
He's like your kryptonite.
Yeah, maybe.
He's got your number.
He's like calling the Howard Stern show. That was fucked up.
Anyway, Go to mybookie.ag, place your bets using promo code GOLDBLOOD. Email us, goldbloodedpodcast@gmail.com. Definitely going to need them next week after the most boring preseason game of all time.
Yeah, email us season predictions, bold predictions, because we got to make all those things next week, right?
Yep, all that's going to happen.
Okay.
And
more.
And more. We got a few other things lined up next week.
Next week's going to be so crazy, you guys don't even know.
Shoeslinger returns.
Does it?
Yeah, you said.
Okay. What did I say?
You said week 4 of the preseason.
Okay.
And that is it.
Yeah. That's it. Bye.